What's going on, Sky Squad? We back in the building. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with another bit of review for Married to Medicine. We talking about season 8, episode 12. Holy mess, and what a holy mess it was. Okay, we're gonna get into that, but first of all, I want to just send a shout out to Vulture Magazine and Shamira Ibrahim because your boy got mentioned in Vulture in an article about the Real Housewives of Atlanta Bolo leak was a fourth wall poking power play. In this article, we are mentioned along with Funky Dineva, B. Scott, Tamara Tattles, all about the tea, among many others. So I just want to send a shout out to everyone at Vulture and especially Shamira Ibrahim for mentioning your boy, okay? I'll place the link in the description down below as soon as I get off of this live so you guys can check out that article. Right now, I want to see who is in the building. You know, what we like to do on this channel. I want to see who we talking to today, who's in the building and what you doing, okay? I see we got Chicago in the building. We got Trinidad up in here. Oh, somebody says the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer just dropped, so you know we're going to discuss that as soon as we get off this live right here, okay? Cali up in the Here's Naive. We got Madison, Alabama in the house. We got England in the house, Nigeria, Oakland, California, Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, Canada, White Plains, Maryland, all that and then some. All that and then some. DMV in the building, Birmingham in the house, Memphis, Virginia Beach, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Sumter, South Carolina. I see you. Mays Landing, New Jersey, Florida up in the building, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Hey, Philly in the house. Let's get into the thing, okay? Let's get into it. Now, in order to get us warmed up on this episode, let's play a little something, okay? If you happen to see last night's episode, you will know that there was a scene with Lisa Nicole Cloud riding that good horse, doing a little giddy up on that horse. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. And if you recall, Dr. Heavenly was doing a little recording because Lisa Nicole had been, making some comments about that good Dr. Heavenly while she was riding her horse herself. Okay, so Dr. Heavenly said, you know what? I'm gonna get you back, girl. You don't want this. This ain't what you want. Okay. So somebody online, and thank God our friends over at OMFG Reality TV happened to catch this post right here. Somebody online said, oh my God, Dr. Heavenly, please post this iPhone video you took while Lisa was riding that horse, please. And guess what? Dr. Heavenly obliged. Take a look. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the sound right. Okay, here we go.
Is that your stomach, Gail? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm talking about your stomach. When you sit down, when you short like that, that stomach switches up. No, look. Well, you might need it, though. Look, you might need it. Look. Oh, yes, you do, boo. I'm sorry.
I got the video going.
Thank you for helping me.
Wait.
Is that your stomach,
Gail? Listen.
Yeah, I'm talking about your stomach. When you sit down, when you short like that, that stomach switches up. No, look. Well, you might need it, though. Look, you might need it. Look. Oh, yes, you do, boo. I'm sorry.
I should not laugh. I really shouldn't laugh, but I'm gonna tell you, it's human. When you sitting down on a horse or something and you sitting like that, chances are everybody gonna have a little stomach, you know what I'm saying, a little rollover, you know what I mean? And Lisa Nicole had to suck that stomach back up in real nice and quick, okay? Just like, listen, this is what any of us would probably look like on a horse. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie in front of y'all, but they was a whole kiki last night. And quiet as it's kept, I know a lot of y'all feel, very Dr. Heavenly is a polarizing character, but at the end of the day, I mean, Lisa did give it to her first, so she had to, get her back. All right. We're going to get into that part of the episode, but I just had to give you guys that bit of comic relief real quick at the top. Now, I wanted to share this with you guys as we get into the episode. I did happen to see, as you guys stated last week, that Mariah Huq's name is still listed as EP. Now, it's real small at the bottom along with those other opening credits. I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed it. Chime down in that chatterization if you guys noticed it as well. Because somebody had mentioned it last week, and I said, I got to pay real close attention to see if it's really still up there. And sure enough, it is. So no word on what's going on with that, but at least the name is still there. Okay, Mariah might not be present in the episode, but her name is on the credits. Okay, it was real tiny at the bottom, right? That's not to shade her, but there was all of the opening credit titles was real tiny small. Now let's dive into it. Let's get into it. If you happen to see this episode last night, I want to know in that comment section what you would rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9.5. Okay, that's just me. I'm going to give it a 9.5 for this past episode right here. I love this show because Shamar says this was the funniest episode of Married to Medicine in a while, especially Heavenly versus Lisa and Toya versus Quad. Amen to that. Okay, thank you, Shamar, for that super chat. It was good last night. Listen, again, I never go into the episodes with any real expectation, mostly because I know Married to Medicine is 9 times out of 10 gonna just deliver. I don't have to worry about no storylines. It ain't never that. All I got to do is sit back and watch these women work. That's all you got to do. You got to just watch these women work. That's it. Pure comedy. I was here for each and every last bit of it. But let's get into the episode, okay? Because I got a lot of thoughts and we about to get into it, okay? Now, first things first, we get Quad and Anila meeting, and they're both dressed alike in their tiger prints. Now, when the producer asked who looked the best in their tiger prints, Anila says, well, of course, I did. Well, I want to let you guys decide who looked the best last night in their tiger print, because for me, I was going to give it to Quad. No shade to Miss Anila, but I was just going to give it to Quad because for some reason, I feel like it just wrapped around Quad's body, yada, a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I gave it, okay, there you go. 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 You know what I'm saying? I just feel like she rocked it a little bit better. You know what I mean? But shout out to you, Anila girl. I know you got the chops to get it at some point in time. Now, Quad notes that Anila brings a certain youthful energy to the group. Okay. And I was trying to figure out how I felt about that. And I guess she does. I mean, if she is a little bit younger. Anila then brags that her man is 6'4" and that Indian men are well endowed. And then before they get into a discussion about the rest of the ladies. Now, I don't know how women talk to each other about their men, but I would feel like maybe, just maybe, a little cautious about telling a single woman that your husband or men like him may be well endowed. Now, I just don't know about it. I mean, maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just a little old school in how I talk about, relations with regards to, my spouse or whatnot. But I just was like, that's a little interesting right there. But I could be reading too much into it because, listen, Anila, again, is, as Quad stated, bringing a young, fresh energy. And perhaps that's just what the young, fresh energy types do. I don't know. But that was just me. I don't know about it, right? Lori Pepper says she's just secure, I guess. Okay, that could be it, right? But Philly Diva says, I don't talk about my man. What you need to know for? Okay. And we done definitely seen some examples of how that has backfired on people. Okay. I ain't calling no names. All right. I'm not calling no names. Anyway, conversely, we get Toya Contessa. Okay. Right. We get Toya, Dr. Contessa, and Simone. We get them having a conversation. And I like the way the producers have juxtaposed these conversations because Quad and Anila are going to be talking about Toya, Contessa, and Simone. Well, Dr. Contessa and Dr. Simone. I like to say the doctors because I feel like I'm giving them that respect or whatever. But they talking to Toya about Anila. Now, Toya is still in shock that it was Dr. Contessa coming to her comfort at the end of last week's episode at Quad's instead of Anila. But you didn't even speak to Anila on your way in, so I don't understand why you would expect for her to be coming to your defense. Anyway, she feels like Anila is not loyal. So Contessa says, and rightly so, well, what have you said about her though? Now, what we do is get some flashbacks, okay? We get some flashbacks of Toya talking down to Anila. She'd been kind of low-key talking to her the way she had talked to Lisa Nicole Cloud in her live when she snapped at her last week. Okay. To me, that's the energy that she has been giving Miss Anila for the past couple of episodes. I mean, talking to her real childlike, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really like the way she be speaking, but according to Toya, that's just how she talked to people, which in and of itself is a problem. Okay. So when Contessa says, well, what have you said about her though? Toya says nothing, but that's not true because you called her ditzy, okay, or dingy or whatever it was to the neighbors. And you also been telling the neighbors how she don't pay her makeup artist, okay, or your makeup artist, which is true. But did you need to tell the girls in the neighborhood? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. So Contessa reasons that Toya is not quite self-aware. And I would wager to say Dr. Contessa is correct. Okay. I like Toya, but I don't think she's that self-aware in these instances. Now, Simone asked if Toya talked to Anila. Toya's like, no. Contessa says, have you talked to Quad? Toya's like, no. Simone in her confessional says that pride and ego are the issue with Toya and Quad and Toya and Anila. And I would have a tendency to agree. Okay. Now, meanwhile, Anila calls herself a loyal person. Quad asks if Toya is maybe jealous that Anila is connecting with the other ladies, which could be the truth because Anila was stuck to Toya's side for quite some time now. But, you know, if the way she talked to Anila was any indication, it's no wonder that Anila is looking for other friends at this point. Okay. Quad is still going on about Toya in the house, the things that Toya said about her house or her apartment or whatever. We learned that Simone is hosting a couples dinner, but she's not inviting all the couples. Now, we're going to get into this in a second. Anila's parents arrives, and we learn that she is combining her daughter's 5th birthday in a holy event in which they throw holy powders and stuff like that at each other in an attempt to forgive and mend fences with people, right? They wear white and they throw the powders. Quad asks if Toya is coming, and Anila doesn't know if she's going to invite her or not. Her mom is like, don't fight with Toha, okay? And she has to tell her, her name is Toya, not Toha, mama. It's Toya, not Toha, okay? And mama, bless her heart, she's just continuing to call her Toha, okay? Anyway, at Dr. Jackie's office, she is meeting with Ebony, her company manager. Now, I needs me at Ebony too, okay? Jaquita is kept. Ebony is doing everything in Dr. Jackie's business to make Dr. Jackie's business go round. We all need us in Ebony, okay? We all need us in Ebony. I did think her braids was real tight, though. Did y'all see that? I felt like her braids was so tight. I mean, and man, I don't know nothing about no braids, but I just felt like they were so tight up on the head. Anyway, she looked good, though. She looked good. She's having a meeting with the team at Volition Beauty. Okay, now they are a clean skincare brand because Dr. Jackie, I guess, is developing a skincare line in partnership with Volition, and she wants to balance the game for women of color when it comes to, skincare and beauty products, especially in retail chains. Now, what I thought was interesting is this. Now, I know a lot of you guys may feel some type of way about Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie's friendship, but I gotta tell you something here. This is an interesting, and I don't know if this is gonna work out this way or not, but I said this is some boss level type friendship right here. And let me explain to you why I'm saying that. Dr. Heavenly, as you guys know, if you follow her on social media, has a beauty supply store. Okay. Now, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming she might have gotten the plug from Leah Diaz on Married to Medicine Los Angeles, because Leah Diaz also has, I believe, her own beauty supply stores as well. I could be wrong here with this, but follow my logic, right? So if Dr. Heavenly has a beauty supply store, okay, and Dr. Jackie is developing a beauty brand, okay, I feel like there's an opportunity for a win here for Dr. Heavenly to put that beauty brand in her store as well, okay? And I say that's some boss level type friendship because, what could happen in these instances is one could be like, oh, she's starting her beauty product, but I got my beauty brand over here. I feel like she copying me, but it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that. So I like to see this. And I don't know. I'm speculating that the beauty products are going to be up in the beauty store. I don't know, but I just feel like, no, that's some team playing type stuff right there. And I like it. Okay. Anyway, Dr. Simone is having her couples conversation event. And all I could think of, and I don't know if y'all seen it, but I want Eugene's Jeep. Okay. That Jeep is bad as a mamma jamma. Okay. I want that Jeep. That Jeep is balling, okay? Balling, all right? Anyway, as the people was arriving, I couldn't help but wonder, why wasn't Dr. Jackie and Curtis invited to the couples event, okay? I know why she probably didn't invite Dr. Heavenly because, I don't really think Simone liked Dr. Heavenly really for real anyway. But, that's just what I feel. But why didn't she invite them? Nor was Anila and her man invited. It was only just a small little group. It could have been shade, but I don't know. Okay, so moving right along. That was something I noticed. Now, Eugene already knows that this night is going to be some mess. And then we get flashbacks and all that good stuff. And Eugene readily admits that Toya and her and he get aggressive with each other when they are arguing, right? Now, we've seen Toya's aggression all season, to be quite honest with you. And Toya reasons that the doctors think that they know everything. So this leads into a little bit of a battle between, Eugene and Simone and Toya versus Cecil, okay? So Dr. Contessa and Scott arrive, and they admit that they thought that the night was going to be a swingers party, okay? Now, I don't know why. Okay. They didn't been around this group of people long enough to not think about that sort of thing. But little do we know, Simone, when asked who she would hop on up in that good bed with for a swingers night, it would definitely be Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. Okay. I don't blame her because Dr. Contessa got that body as well. All right. So then Simone goes into what they're going to be talking about for the night. And y'all already know it's going to be some mess. Toya brings up how she doesn't want the kids to see her and Eugene bickering. Simone says, well, it's easy to not let them see y'all bickering if y'all don't do it in front of the kids. Okay. Eugene says sometimes a critique turns into just putting you down. Now, I will say, let me say this. Chime in the chatterization. Okay. Chime in the chatterization if you've ever been in a relationship where you started to feel like the person that you were dating, y'all was really in a war. Like they was really they really try to go hard at you when y'all having an argument. I feel like when we having an argument, I can stay on topic. Okay, I can stay on topic. I don't need to bring up anything from the past. I don't need to feel the need to insult you. I don't feel the need to curse. I don't do any of that. If I'm in an argument with my significant other, I am simply arguing about what it is that we are currently talking about. I have that ability to stay on task. However, I have also been with, in my past, someone who just wants to win. Okay, they don't even care what the argument takes a whole different turn with them, and you almost end up having to pull them back to the original topic because now they're bringing up some issues that they had with you about 20 days ago. And if you had an issue with me 20 days ago, I don't care. You know why? I care, but I don't care. I care because obviously I want the issue to be fixed, but I don't care because you should have brought it up to me 20 days ago when I could have done something about it. You bringing it up to me now, I can't do nothing about it, but you only trying to bring it up because you need a point. You need a valid point. I feel like that's what Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott be doing, okay? I feel like that's what Toya and Eugene be doing with each other to a certain degree, based on what they were giving us last night in the episodes. But hold on, it gets worse. Because Contessa says that Scott will just leave a conversation, okay, right in the middle of an argument. And Contessa reveals that Scott has said, you don't do nothing, okay? She's in tears. And then she says, this is not healthy anymore. Okay, now, okay. Come on, Dr. Simone, fix your life, because she was on it last night. So when I heard this, okay, number one, rule numero uno, do not leave the room and walk out of a conversation, okay? I don't care how heated it gets. Even if you feel like you are shutting down a little bit, don't ever leave the room while your spouse or your partner is talking to you. That's a recipe for disaster right there. It is a recipe for disaster, okay? Number two, okay? When she says that he said to her, you don't do nothing, I was disgusted by that. I was disgusted by that because I just sort of feel like that would be like a knife to a woman's heart, to anybody's heart, but especially to a woman who has bore the children, who is 9 times out of 10, I just feel like women have a different relationship with the kids than the father has. And that's natural, right? So I just feel like if you were to say to your spouse, you don't do nothing, that's really, I mean, it just made me feel so low. I felt low in that moment, okay? I think she says in the marriage, it feels like you're trying to break me down. You're trying to win. So Simone starts to breaking things up real quick. She's like, let's toast, y'all. And I'm like, girl, to what? Toast to what? This is a mess right now. A mess that you created. What are we toasting to? You just want to shut it down so y'all can move to another room and get it started all over again. Okay. So anyway, they head into the other room. Toya says that what they say in this group stays in this group. Well, it would, but there's a whole camera crew there. Anyway, everyone is offering advice to Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. But tell me if y'all noticed this or not. Okay, tell me if y'all noticed this or not. Gadget Girl 99 DS says a lot of men don't know how to admit they are wrong. Ooh, shots fired. Tell me if y'all noticed this. While everybody was offering advice to Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa, did y'all see him on his phone? The man was on the phone. He was on the phone. He was on the phone. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. You have got to be kidding me right now. Her biggest complaint is that you do not listen to her when she is telling you something, and now you on the phone. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, truly Ashanti, what's up, Richie? Just wanted you to say my name. No shade. Hey, boo. For those of you guys who are asking about the Potomac trailer, we're gonna talk about it in another video. I'm gonna get to it. I gotta watch it first, but I got to focus on Married to Medicine because we got to talk about that too. But best believe we're gonna talk about Potomac in the next video. Okay. Anyway, basically, he says he's about to stop running away from their arguments. She's going to stop trying to get him to go to therapy, which I felt like was a little bit passive aggressive. No shade. But, you know, Toya says they still need marriage counseling. Okay. It's like they're just putting a Band-Aid on it. And I felt like that too. Now, moving right on along. Over at Anila's budgeted yet non-budgeted party, okay? Everything is in full swing. Dr. Contessa and Toya are headed over. We get a flashback of Anila visiting with Toya and apologizing to her. Now, I was confused by this moment because I felt like we needed to see this. This moment between Toya and Anila needed to be seen because obviously they have smoothed things over. She went to Toya's house and brought some gifts, and she's apologizing to Toya. But Toya was the one talking about her around the neighborhood. So I'm like, why are you apologizing? I don't really understand that. Anyway, Dear Dana says spouses should never fight in front of others. They should take it home behind closed doors, act like grown folks. I agree, Dana. I definitely agree with you on that. Now, Contessa asks if Quad is coming and Toya is cursing in front of the kids. I'm like, girl, this is that aggression that we're talking about. Everybody is talking about it. You can't even slow your roll for a second to realize that you are filming in front or with a group of kids. Dr. Contessa's, continuously like, girl, stop cursing. Stop cursing in front of my kids. Okay. Everyone begins to arrive. Carrie, did y'all hear Carrie ask if or say that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly were dressed like the Help? Did I imagine that or did that happen? Somebody let me know. Ken Porter Goddess says, thank you, boo. Hey, Sky Squad. Thanks, love. We love you. She did. I thought I heard that. I thought I heard her say that they are dressed like the Help. Okay. Because I was like, I don't know if that's the road that you want to go down, Miss Carrie, because we know what the historical implications of that term is. And it don't sound right. It don't sound right. Now, granted, I didn't feel like they was dressed fabulously or nothing like that, but they was dressed in order to prepare to get dirty. So I just felt like I ain't like it. I didn't like it. Okay. So Heavenly and Anila chat with Anila's mom. Anila's mom is starting to embarrass her. Then the ladies take a stroll to go visit the animals. Lisa and Carrie begin to heavily shade Dr. Heavenly while she's riding the horse, which leads Dr. Heavenly to pull out her video camera and start recording Lisa Nicole and basically talking about her stomach. Okay, so Lisa and Carrie technically started that. And then Heavenly just sort of came back and rounded it up. She was like, she basically said in her confessional, y'all want it? Y'all got it. Okay. And she and Nicole, Lisa Nicole, they went ham at it. Okay. Dr. Heavenly told us she can't keep a man. Oh, Lisa Nicole said, I know you want to be like me. Dr. Heavenly said, like a bee who can't keep a man? I don't think so. So it just kind of went on from there. And then Anila starts to screaming about not doing this in front of her kids, okay, in front of the kids. Anyway, Quad arrives and the group disperses, okay. Toya and Contessa arrive 2 hours late. Now, I know it has been every single episode that Toya has arrived at an event. She has been extremely late, okay. Now, I don't know if this is partly to blame on Contessa's part because Contessa was with her. But I feel like this is a habitual thing. Every single event that Toya has gotten to, she's gotten there late. What is going on? Okay. I would be mad. That would just be me. Anyway, When Anila asks why they're so late, Toya passively aggressively dismisses her yet again. Okay. And I wrote down in my notes, I don't quite care for the way Toya talks to her. We got another super chat says Lisa should have remembered Heavenly is the boss level of verbal matches and stayed quiet. Yeah, she ain't learned that yet. Thank you, boo. Okay, so all the ladies start to, put on their bonnets and stuff like that. And they start to doing the holy event, throwing the powder at each other. And it looks fun. It reminds me of Juve. Okay. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know what Juve is. I believe it is a Caribbean sort of festival where, it is like a celebration and you're going to get dirty. There's paint thrown and everything like that. That's what I initially thought it was when it was on the previews, when we first saw the trailer, but it was actually a holy event where they throw holy powder, which still looked like fun. I felt like I would do it. I love stuff like that. A little something we can get dirty. Quad manages to run faster than everybody else and not get anything on her up until the end. But Contessa says that Quad was running like Greg was around there somewhere. And I had to chuckle at that because I was like, y'all, I love how these ladies on this show all can shade each other. And it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. Okay. So since the holy celebration is about letting things go and moving forward, Anila says that Toya and Quad should make up because they have a long friendship. Okay. And Toya is like, how do you know? And I was looking at Toya and I hated what she said to her and how she dismissed her. But she was kind of right. Anila, you don't know these ladies like this. You know what I'm saying? And you got your own issues with Toya, unbeknownst to you. You think that y'all cool now, but Toya's not feeling you. So you need to be less concerned about trying to make things right with Quad and Toya, because Quad is this girl don't even like you, but she at your house, okay? Sister Night says, I don't know. I don't care. I love Heavenly. Lisa started it for no reason, as if her and Heavenly aren't similar in size. She should have hushed. Toya is angry this season, okay? Yes, they did have that conversation about calling people to help on Real Housewives of New York, which is why it's fresh in my mind. Okay. So yeah, I'm like, Anila, you need to be worried about your relationship with Toya versus the relationship with Quad and Toya. But so Carrie asked Toya what she's leaving behind. And then Toya says, fake bees. Okay. Which prompts Quad to go off and tell her to leave herself behind. Okay. I was like, well, where did this go? Like, whoa. I was thinking that Anila would pick up on Toya calling her fake, but it was Quad that responded back to that diss, which I was like, this is interesting. We get another super chat from Renia who says, hopefully that emotional break Toya had last week was the first step to seeing that she needs to reflect on how she talks and treats people. Well, it's not, because I don't know if you saw that preview, but next week, Toya is going to go at it with Dr. Jackie, okay? Toya and Dr. Jackie are going at it next week, and I am ready for it, okay? That's going to be the thing that I want to see. I want to see that, okay? That's what I want to see, okay? Let's see here. We had another super chat from Let Love Reigns. Toya has something to say about Quad coming with no husband or kids, but nothing to say about Jackie coming. Whoop! That's the sound of the police. Thank you, Love Rain, for that super chat. Listen, it's about to be on between Toya and Jackie next week. I cannot wait. Hopefully, we get a preview of it coming up because we're going to talk about it. Y'all, I'm about to jump off of this thing. I'm a stage dive off of this live, and I'm going to go watch this Real Housewives of Potomac trailer, and then we come in right back with another video to critique the trailer. So y'all make sure y'all go watch it right now if you haven't already seen it. It's your boy, Richie Skye. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell. But y'all know I love y'all, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.